It's 2016. Pep Guardiola arrives in Manchester. At this point, this man has already won 2 Champions Leagues, 3 La Liga titles, and 3 Bundesliga titles. He is, by any measure, the best manager on the planet. And he's now coming to the league that's considered the hardest in the
I
world.
think that will be possible every week in a league as physical as England.
That's why I'm here. To prove myself that I'm able to do that.
His first season, 3rd place, no trophy. The media, and I mean the entire English football media, immediately declares that the Premier League has found Pep out. He's too slow, he's too complicated, he doesn't work in England, essentially calling him a fraud. And here's what I think that most people miss about that first season, because everyone treated it like it was an embarrassment. In reality, and in hindsight, it was not. Pep is like a machine. He needs data in order for him to work, and what he was doing that first season was data collection. Pep sat in that 3rd place finish, watched everything, absorbed how the Premier League worked, figured out who could be trusted and what needed to change, and then he went away in the summer of 2017. He rebuilt the team and came back absolutely furious. The 2017-18 season begins, season 2 of Pep Guardiola in the Premier League, and Pep, he does not ease into this season. By Christmas, City are so far clear at the top of the table that pundits have stopped debating whether they'd win the league. They're debating how many points will they finish the league with. The final answer? 100. Let me put that into context for you. 32 wins, 106 goals, 19 points clear of 2nd place. And 2nd place, by the way, was Manchester United under Jose Mourinho, a team that in most seasons would have comfortably won the title. That year, 19 points behind. Mourinho gave a press conference after one of the defeats and barely said a word. He just sat there. The previous Premier League point record was 95 from Chelsea in 2004-2005. Guardiola's City didn't just beat it, they lapped it. And here's the crazy thing about that 100 points. Liverpool in the following season, one of the best Premier League teams in history, went on a season for the ages. They got 99 points, but it still was not enough to beat what Pep did the previous season. The team, or also known as the Centurions, didn't just win football matches. They made other managers question whether they even understood the game. Kevin De Bruyne pulling strings from the midfield, Sané and Sterling terrorizing fullbacks, the fullbacks themselves, Benjamin Mendy, Kyle Walker, playing like they were wingers in disguise. It was football from another dimension. Pep Guardiola, with all of the domestic dominance, had just one problem, one reoccurring nightmare: the Champions League. Year after year, City would go deep, get everyone's hopes up, and then get knocked out in a way that felt like it was designed to hurt. Monaco in 2017, Liverpool in 2018, Tottenham on away goals, the goal that got ruled out, Lyon in a bubble stadium with no fans in 2020, and Chelsea in the actual final in 2021. Every single time, they got close, but they were just not there. And I think that this is the part that was eating at him. Because Pep had already won the Champions League twice, with Barcelona. He knew what it felt like. He knew what City needed, but something kept going wrong in the moments that mattered the most in the biggest competition in Europe. The narrative started writing itself. He can't do it with City. He overthinks it in the big games. He's too tactically clever for his own good. And even the people who believed in him, the City fans, the players, you could even feel the doubt starting to creep in. And finally came Istanbul, June 2023. Manchester City versus Inter Milan, the Champions League final. The whole city of Manchester is watching. The players have been there before, Chelsea 2021. They know how it ends, or at least how they thought it would. The game is tight, it's tense, Inter are organized, dangerous on the counter, doing exactly what you do against City. Defend deep and wait. And then, Rodri, 1-0. That's the game. City hold on and the whistle blows. That season, by the way, they also won the Premier League and the FA Cup, the treble. Only the second English club in history to ever do it. 3 million people showed up to the parade. Pep Guardiola is leaving Manchester City after the last game. We watched the training ground footage, the press conferences where he'd spent 45 minutes breaking down one defensive shape, the moments he celebrated goals like a kid in a playground, and the moments where he was beefing with the cameraman. And that was real, all of it. And I think the honest thing to say to anyone watching this, whether you love Manchester City, hate Manchester City, or don't even follow football, or if you wrongfully call it soccer, you've watched the greatest manager this game has ever produced at the peak of his powers for 10 straight years. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.